Oh shit, I'm live.
So
Right.
cute.
Hey everyone. Oh, nobody's here yet.
I'm gonna get back in the corner over there.
Back corner? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I'm gonna hide over there so you guys can
What
do your
does
thing.
battery say?
I don't know. Who else
No,
here?
we're good.
Hello.
Battery says we're good.
Okay, I gave the other one over there, so. Alright. I'm just chilling, you guys. Give her.
I'm just fixing cameras first.
I'm still being interviewed.
Yes. It's a full day.
Having a full day of interviews, it's very taxing.
I know. To be a star is so taxing.
Yes, that's right, see?
We got serial killer camera rolling here. You guys can't see it, but this camera she has, this little camcorder thing, it makes me look like I'm gonna
It's like I'm filming home serial killer videos. This is great.
Watch your end on this side.
No, okay.
Yes, the idea of this interview is that she's come to my house to be my Josh Potter, the Josh Potter to my Robert Paul champagne.
Yes.
Yes. And we have drunk piss already, and it went okay. I needed to put some Franks in mine. But how was yours?
Pardon?
How was your piss that you drank?
Coffee? Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a little salty, more saltier than I thought. It's a joke on the podcast. Yeah.
Good. I feel like I should be wearing the green one. I have 2 sweaters.
Yeah. No, Robert Paul drinks his own on live stream, and then they thought that you know he would offer some to Josh while he was there.
Each to their own.
Did he? I don't remember.
I don't think he did. I don't think they came up with that topic. I think they were too busy talking about how he slept with Freddie Mercury. Apparently.
And they warned Freddie about the AIDS.
Yes, until he met a prostitute named, what was it, Diamond or something?
I'm not sure I saw that part of the story, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird. I don't remember that at all. Maybe I spaced out. That happens sometimes. I lost time or something.
It was a really odd documentary, and if you got lost, if you were looking at the background, you did not hear what they were saying, and if you were trying to listen to what they were saying, you didn't see what was happening.
I have a pretty solid mental image of what it must have been like inside leather bars. He described it pretty well.
Oh yeah, he described it. That's where he said that the drinking began. It was just how you got in.
That's how your admission was drink piss. Well, I guess you must be serious and you want to be here.
Mhm.
So now at my house, instead we just drink Tim's.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim's much better. But
I mean, it's not too far off. But like. It was Oh man. Right. So what you wanted to get specific? Sorry, I'll let you commence the interview.
Well, you talked about a lot of medical history that you have.
Yes.
It's not the greatest and happiest. So if you want to talk about anything, you have a chance to now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. You're saying my higher reasoning was severely compromised at age 8, and my emotional development stopped there, and possibly even went backwards, perhaps even back towards before humanity usually for quite some time. It was weird because my intellect didn't develop.
Okay.
Myself did not.
Well, you mentioned a lot of times that your frontal lobe was
Really compromised.
Very compromised, not missing, but also not working.
Also not working. I couldn't be able to tell you how much tissue was missing, how much was just compromised, how much of it could have, what happened.
Caused the compromisation?
Well, I fell off some monkey bars. And then it cracked all this in here, and then it just never healed because I said my left side, and it moved to the side, and it just didn't heal.
Oh, okay.
And then there was just like a big infection in there, and it used to bleed all the time when I was falling asleep. I would just nosebleed out, blood everywhere, and it had to have been coming out of my brain. Is the thing, but luckily I have autism, and that's what saved my life. Because anyone else, if they didn't have enough autism to put up the barriers between brain regions as an immune response, not an autoimmune disorder as they want to say it, but it is an immune response to legitimate threats. It seals off the brain regions from each other.
Mhm.
And now there's some new science describing how that might work. So that was very exciting. And I have enough autism genes because I honestly believe that if I had even one less genetic variant for autism, it wouldn't have worked at all, and those nosebleeds would have killed me. Because blood was coming right out of my brain. So I should have died.
Probably the most I know about autism is that it is a separation between the two lobes. A little bit of misfiring, but not a lot. It's just a little separation.
Between the two what now?
The lobes. Just the two hemispheres, sorry.
Oh, no, it's all of them. It's
all of them?
No, it's everything.
Oh.
Yeah, all these walls go up between everything you can think of as delineated region. But definitely, I know this because one time I got some bad drugs and I could feel my consciousness rolling in 3 different regions at once. They were totally separated from each other.
Freud was correct then.
Really? Did not, really? Come on.
You said consciousness is in 3 different regions. The ego, the superego, and the ID.
Oh. Right.
The ID was your.
No, don't tell me I proved Freud. Come on.
Was your like your body, your instincts, your whole caveman stuff.
Yeah.
The ego is the personality
But they were
that
totally
is shaped
separate,
by because when you lie to yourself, it's your superego convincing your id that it's a lie. You're technically.
I feel like there was a reason I rejected this.
Yeah, because it was Freud.
That's probably why.
Yes. It's okay. And then the superego is all those unconscious thoughts that they're like are evil, but that It's like 3 personalities.
I couldn't tell you which was which. One of them was singing and transposing music lyrics at the same time. The one in the back was climbing a tree. That one was a very under-evolved and not very human place at all.
That's an id
It was
there.
a monkey one.
Id.
Oh, it's an id. Okay, so the id was climbing a tree. I pretty much out of control. I couldn't really stop myself from climbing this tree. It was just instinct. And it was a dead tree, and it broke. And I fell on my back and then got right back up there, like a monkey. And the one in the front was in agony because it was all fucked up. And then the one in the middle was singing. So which one would you say was singing, the ego or the superego?
Pause, because somebody needs a different battery.
I just heard it.
I heard
To answer your question.
Whose was that?
That was that one.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh, don't worry.
I think I turned your Xbox on.
I'll go grab the battery. It's plugged in.
To answer your question, the one that was singing is probably.
It's not ready yet.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be a few minutes.
We'll go with that camera. It's okay.
We can kick it back in as soon as it's on, but that one must be a weaker battery then.
Must be that the live stream.
That's okay.
Apologies.
Well. So one was singing. What was the other one doing?
It was an agony.
Agony.
Okay. It was just in the void.
Okay, that one. Okay, so the singing one is the ego, and the agony is in the superego, because the agony is in your unconscious, or if you're having a horrible life, it's your agony in your ego, and the happy singing in your superego in the back of your head.
I was just thinking about it. I should rather like to see them like actually in the brain. I mean, probably.
Well,
I feel like there was a reason I didn't. It wasn't just that.
my
Wait,
first year for psychology, my professor said if you ever want to shoot someone in the head, you gotta do it in the back, because if you do it in the front, you'll just confuse them.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a thing to learn in university.
First class. Freud.
Did you guys talk
Best
about
professor.
Yes, he was good.
Did you guys talk about that guy who got a pipe through his head?
Yes, I did. He was the one that had a massive Dunning-Kruger problems, because he turned into very cocky and couldn't tell people how he was being perceived anymore, because I don't remember, but
I
he
totally
got
relate to that.
he
guy.
got the pole through his
Yeah.
it went like through here and then missed part of it and came out like either the side of his jaw or up right under it. And so he was still alive, not very well, and he was missing an eye, but he became very cocky and contempt for everybody and could not tell that people didn't like him after that. Like Dunning-Kruger effect to the max.
Okay. So if your thing is right, we could, yeah. So no, he just had no theory of mind. He had no theory of mind. He had really tell the difference between himself and others. I I mean, maybe
He
it's
could
the
tell
same
the
thing.
difference between himself and others. He
Oh.
just could not tell how he was being perceived by others.
I didn't need to be able to tell that shit. No fucking way. Actually, unless it was very traumatizing. Actually, I have some memories that exist in the third person as somebody else's opinion of what was going on that was wrong. Those are awful. But how the hell did I manage to kill the super ego with zinc? That's what I'm wondering.
You can't kill.
Maybe
these
it wasn't
things.
real.
Okay, you can't kill these things, but okay.
Yeah, but I'm not in the void anymore, so I think it did though. It may have transformed into something else, but I don't think so. I think I got rid of it.
Yeah.
That thing. I'm just trying to figure out because things have resolved so interestingly since then with those same things. Although I did lose the compulsion to climb trees. Although it was around for a few months after that. Like I would look at trees like creeps look at girls. Like, hey there, I can see you really want me to climb you. Like, excuse me, like, stop flashing it. You know, that's a slutty tree. And then
Oh, please make that your next shirt. That's a slutty tree. Right there. I'm buying that shirt, yeah.
I'm just wondering how your ideas of relating my experience that night to Freud resolve over time. Because I definitely that thing that had me in agony in the void is now gone. See, I got rid of it by making my brain health better.
You could have totally overcome it, yes.
Yes.
Does not mean it's gone. It just means that it's probably back to being the unconscious, not in the forefront, doesn't have a lot. There's not a lot to
That is
focus on
interesting.
in it. So
See,
maybe
for
it's
years I thought of myself as somebody who existed without an unconscious mind.
I
And
just
it
had a
wasn't
whole
real.
I just had a whole issue with just the notion of consciousness and found out Nietzsche was like a bad conscience is a disease created by if you live in society and
No,
you
it's
get
true.
morals, and I was
That's
like,
true.
okay.
It
I
can-
was just
mean,
curious
can
where
be.
it came from.
It can be.
Yes.
Right.
But yeah, no, usually people don't.
But just the reason, the main reason I hate Freud is because he started this whole thing of thinking about like the talking cure and having that have no basis in reality. That I absolutely hate because I know that there's a lot of hard science involved, a lot of just sheer physics, honestly.
Yeah, he
And
would.
so-
The only thing I have for physics and Freud is when I was told I don't like data analysis in psychology, I was told you will like Freud because he hated numbers too.
Yeah, but that's not good, dude.
Everything he said was true was correlated with data. Only he said, I don't need your data, I already knew that. And then people got really mad at him.
That's just hubris, dude. That's not good.
That's why people don't like him, because
Yeah.
he's like, I don't really need your data, I already knew
Yeah,
this.
dude. If he's not confident that his own theories can correlate with actual extant data,
No,
then
he was very confident. He just said, I don't need your data, I know I'm right.
Yeah, thanks,
that's
but
not good.
I already
though,
know.
dude. That-
I didn't say he was not very egotistic, I just said
That's not
that's what he thought.
I mean, we also know that cocaine degrades the moral and ethical center of brains. He may have just had his trouble reconciling well, just I guess he didn't see the morality of actually proving your shit, which is probably.
I don't know, he solved a lot of problems, especially Rat Man.
Yeah, but he started this whole thing with like.
Oh,
Cause-
and
keep in mind, I did actually go to therapy, but they didn't notice that I had a hardware problem. They kept trying to treat a hardware problem like a software problem.
Did you go to psychiatry or psychology?
It was a psychotherapist.
That's psychology.
Oh, so that's not it. Oh, I did not know. I think a psychiatrist sent me there.
Probably because if they don't want to, if you're saying no to medication, they will just prescribe you the talking cure, which is go talk to a psychologist, talk about your feelings a lot.
No, he literally threw the book at me and then sent me to the other guy. It was weird.
Well, then he's a horrible doctor.
He was.
No, psychiatry in. Honestly, Freud made a difference between psychology with a capital P and psychology with a lowercase p,
No,
and said they were two different ones.
I like my hardware problems. You know, I'm like the Aristotle.
But yeah,
where
hardware.
I'm pointing to get the ground and being like, this is it's just quantifiable here.
Psychiatry is much more hardware problem. Yes, and
Okay,
he has
but
things on that.
But do they ever check for example, if your blood-brain barrier is compromised, if you have any cracks in your skull?
Yes, usually,
You know,
as Dr. Drew states that on his most recent podcast, that before they even go into any type of like what you're doing could be causing it. It's like, what do you have any previous medical conditions that are causing
Yeah, but
the
that's
problem?
the thing. I had a mental block around the fact that this was all fucked up because I didn't get help, so I started thinking that it was just it wasn't the problem wasn't there. I thought of myself as somebody who didn't have sinuses.
Oh, you had a dissociation?
It was just completely missing. Like I didn't have any perception of this area or any perception of the fact that I could be blowing my nose, but I wasn't. That whole system doesn't work at all. It was totally compromised. I thought blowing your nose was just something other people did. Or like when I saw sinuses on TV, like a commercial, I'd be like, well, I don't have those, or like those aren't mine. It was I was just completely gone. It was blocked. Because I was so young.
That sounds like a lot of disassociation at a young
I also
age.
suffered from the delusion that I was invisible. And nothing I did was something that anyone could see, which was very, very untrue. And it used to get almost broken sometimes. Like I remember once I was walking down the street in Winnipeg. I was trying to get to the movie store before it closed, and it was like after sunset. This couple came along. This one almost killed me. This couple came along. The summer has been, so my cooling system was already shut down. There's no hope of figuring this out. This couple came along, and then they passed me, and then the girl suddenly just gets too angry, and she turns to the guy and goes, "There she is! There she is! Just have sex with her!" I couldn't tell you what the fuck that was.
That was a her
That
problem.
was a her
That was
problem.
not you
oh
at
yeah,
all.
she's having issues with him because
They'd
he's
seen
probably
me before. I
cheating.
hadn't seen them before.
No,
exactly.
but
No. He's cheated on her, and
Yeah.
she just wants to yell at him
Oh,
for
yeah.
it. So any
Yeah.
girl nearby is the one
Absol-
that he's slept with.
That's
She
yeah.
like it
all.
wasn't specifically me, really.
No,
Yeah, no, it was
no.
not specifically
Any woman
you.
that
I don't
would have
know.
walked
I get
past
that. I
them.
definitely
No,
got the sense
it's
that-
one of those, like, I see your face everywhere, but with anger, and she saw her, whoever he slept with,
We must
on
have
your
been-
face.
You're
Must
just
have
a woman
maybe-
walking by.
Yeah, you're just a woman walking
I
by.
think
You
if
could
it
have
would have
the
been
sim-
anybody walking by, that woman would have got the
don't
same
know.
reaction because
You
look
could have
here.
a similar nose or
That's
facial
right.
structure, and
Yep.
it just reminded her, and she snapped.
Absolutely,
That was probably
absolutely.
it.
That's totally.
That was not a you problem. That's
I
a
have
them problem.
I'm not
Yeah.
convinced. I have a definite feeling like there was some broader false narrative going on surrounding the fact that I was always seen walking around a certain neighborhood, but I was just trying to get my brain to work.
Yeah, no,
I can't be
it's
held
not.
responsible.
It's not.
Maybe-
Trust me, nobody.
Maybe she saw him watching you walk one day,
Yeah, okay.
and then
Yeah,
she got pissed
something
off at
exactly
him
like
right
that.
there, and then
Yeah.
she saw you passed them without even realizing that they have anything to do with you because they have nothing, and then.
Mhm.
All of a sudden, she's like, "Oh my God, there she is again!" Like, so that's not your problem. That's her problem
It
with
scared
him.
the shit out of me.
That's him. That's him and her. That's got no.
Yeah.
That's nothing bad against you. It's just that he's obviously looking at her without sunglasses on. Next time he'll put his shades on so she can't see where his eyes are going. And that's all it was that my thoughts. I could be wrong, but that's what I feel from that because women can overreact really.
I didn't.
Yes,
I didn't even
my
know who they
mother
were. I
is
did not
in
do
the
anything.
background.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's her. Her mom. Yeah.
Sorry.
Who's the third person? A ghost.
Yeah.
Boo. Sorry.
Boo.
It's all.
I couldn't
Just
help but
scary.
get into that because I agree with that because I know women can be crazy.
Crazy.
Batshit crazy.
Yes.
Absolutely. Jealousy is a crazy thing, and if you love your man and he cheats on you or something, women can have that feeling. Men can have that feeling too. Why don't you just go fuck him then, right? Like it can happen, right? Like so,
I didn't fucking do anything.
because when people have emotions. I agree totally. I apologize to everybody online.
Society.
Absolutely, society. You're right there, girl.
That's I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one actually. People
That's-
have been getting pretty creative with it. Oh, then we have Scotty Lyon in the chat who made a sticker with my face on it in Derby, England.
Oh.
Yes.
That was nice.
Yeah, nice.
You have fans everywhere.
Apparently, I keep forgetting. Actually, I definitely don't walk through my day thinking of myself as like a well-known or famous person. Because I'm kind of not, but like I also have these really interesting fans from everywhere. It's kind of cool. It's some pretty strange days going on.
Well, I don't think there's any.
Oh yeah. So by the way, when I was 12, I got worms.
Oh, I got that too.
Happens.
Yeah, it's just
But they
something
weren't
that happened.
treated.
Oh, mine were. But I was honestly told by my grandfather they go away. It just causes a stomachache.
It's from food that you get usually takeout.
Yeah.
No,
that
I know
would
where I
be
got orders
uncooked,
from. It was
but
from a sleepover party at like a really, really trashy, very
there
busy
that
place.
too,
That
right?
too.
There's different ways that absolutely you can
Yeah.
get it, just like cats. Totally.
So many people get them. They just don't want to talk about it because it's still gross, but they go away very fast.
Yeah, it's
There's
not
a
a
story,
big deal.
but no, mine did not. Actually.
Oh well.
I just keep in mind I was already immunocompromised.
Okay. Yes.
So, and then by the time I was about maybe 11, 12, then by the time I hit my first period was almost 14. I honestly believed, so the two things came together. I thought that my stretch marks were the worms coming out,
Oh Lord.
and the this was a psychotic break.
But you
I
didn't
thought my
know.
stretch marks was the worms coming out. I thought that the feeling of my hips spreading was where the worms live now, and I thought that my period was me having swallowed a nosebleed. And now I realize I was completely psychotic, but that didn't strike me as odd for a long time.
But you weren't educated either. Nobody talked to you about how
No,
your
nobody
body was
cared.
going
I
to
have two older
change. So
sisters and a living mother, and nobody talked about
that's what I
puberty.
mean. But back in the
Like-
day, right? That nobody talked about. A lot of people didn't talk about stuff like that to their kids.
I don't know why.
It was kept quiet
my
and it was
sisters didn't
embarrassing.
care. No, I'm not. It's not really back in the day. Like I was born in '84. It's not. It shouldn't happen.
Still, it's hard for parents to talk to their kids about stuff like that. It can be kind of embarrassing. You have to be pretty comfortable to be able. It's not easy to talk about, but you have to, talk
Yeah.
about it. But I get in that aspect, you could be scared because you wouldn't understand because you don't
I
know.
was scared. No, that's what I honestly believe was happening. And then I went up to the washroom with a knife from the kitchen, and I was going to cut the worms out of myself. And that would have been it. Like I would probably have. That would have been giving in to total insanity, and then I actually chickened. It's not like I figured out that it wasn't real. I just chickened out and went to bed with the full expectation that I was going to die in my sleep. And then at some point I figured out I was just having my period because I heard of them. So I just didn't think I was ever actually going to get mine because everybody else already got theirs, so I didn't think it was going to happen.
It was obviously scary because you didn't feel you were scared to ask questions too while it was going on. So it's not an easy thing to deal with at that age.
I was used to asking for help and not getting it. Right, so
Understand.
yeah, like that, I would never even try it. Because that's just ridiculous. That I'm the one who doesn't deserve help, and that's what I honestly believed. I had a really, really work worldview. I realized now that was fucked up. Jesus Christ. I had no idea that was fucked up. I always thought I was perfectly fine because I was told I was perfectly fine by default. Which I am not. Which I was not. I wasn't even close. But how many people we got? Oh, sorry. I shouldn't be mindful of editing. I do believe you enough of a pause to cut before I turn to the live stream to tend to the live stream viewers. 8 people. Hi, everybody. Yes, you're in charge. Group your hands. You have to go like this. Swallowing a nosebleed actually makes sense. It does. It almost does, except that I just thought I peed out blood. I was like, that's weird because I was like this, and it's like there's blood. I'm like, I just didn't think I was actually a woman. I guess you know what I mean. Like, it didn't occur to me that that applied to me when the people were talking about periods in class. I'm like, well, that's pretty interesting. Oh well, like, and then it happened. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, we didn't have the internet back then to go
No,
check these
we had
things,
Dick
right?
Roll. It was horrible.
So, Encyclopedia Britannica, really? That's it. So,
I look like I'm guarding the river fucking Styx over there. The camera.
It did get darker. It's
Yeah.
very interesting.
Wow, I'm exhausted. It's hard talking about yourself.
I'm aware.
It's exhausting. What exhausted me too was writing.
Yes, you were talking about that.
Crap. Live streaming is so easy, and making TikToks is so easy. So easy. Like,
Writing, you have to. I'm sure you use a lot of creativity in your live streams and your TikToks, but writing, you have to sit there and only focus on one thing, and then you end up overthinking.
sometimes
it.
my TikToks just straight up happen out of nowhere. They just kind of happen. It's cool. Like when I was doing the Stoic philosophy stuff, that straight up just happened. The first one just happened, and then I got rolling with a theme that was established by the fact that first one happened just the way it did for no reason. And then I tried to finish it off, and of course the last one, the message was in. It was not a quote, but it was just in what was happening in the thing where I display hubris and then become humbled.
Well, do you want to talk about the compassionate hooker?
Well, that's a very short story, and I talked about all of it already.
Oh, I just heard.
It's just no. She was just really nice to me. It was shocking. Like I was used to having my calls for help just totally ignored, right? And then somebody actually ran out of their apartment to see if I was okay. I was like shocking.
But like, where were you?
I was in my apartment building in Gilmersdorf, and we don't know for sure that she was a whore.
True.
I did stay with a real whore once, like a bad one in Barcelona. She tried to have me kicked out of the hostel for having cancer.
You in Barcelona are just
It's
stay away from that place.
It's horrifying. Like, especially, you only go there if you have a lot of money. If you have to stay at the bottom, you're fucked. And you will have at least 4 clear psychotic breaks that will cut scars across your brain until you fix them. Then 2 years later, and you come out of it like, holy shit, what the fuck? Horrible. Horrible. I was just constantly under attack for 6 months. And it started with me getting assaulted, robbed, I had my camera taken, my computer taken, I had nothing. And then it was never over for like 6 months straight. It was very bad. It was like,
yeah.
no, I'm really tough now though. I could literally smell thieves, by the way. Just in case you need
I
to
don't
find
think
one.
many
I know how to do it.
thieves bathe. I think we can smell them.
I can smell them.
I'm just gonna.
I can smell thieves, guys. Or as my friend Pete would say, don't fuck with me, bread boy. Which means I can smell thieves.
Okay. That's another shirt idea. Right there.
Don't fuck with me, bread boy. What was the other one?
Slutty trees. Yes.
I was a slutty tree right there. There's this one tree outside my building actually was always just kind of standing there like.
So pretty.
I'm like not today, girl.
I see you shaking your leaves at me.
Strangely enough, there was an actual brothel right next to there. So.
That's a slutty tree.
That was, before I knew it was a brothel. Like, okay, so in Germany, sometimes they'll bring you your package if you're not home, or if they want to pretend like you're not home, they give it to a neighbor, and it's like totally acceptable German stuff. Like it is really weird here, but it's acceptable there. So one day, they gave my package to a neighbor, so it was in the next building over. So I went to the next building over, walked in the first door I found, and it was a fucking brothel, and they did not have my package.
How do you walk into a brothel and ask for a package and not sound?
Because it was like this one. It was like this really shitty, like one room brothel was super trashy, like just mattresses everywhere. I mean, it was horrible.
That doesn't.
I saw one of the chicks in the back, and she did like, and then I saw him knock on the door, and the guy opens the door. He looks at me like, "What the fuck?" He looks at me. I'm like, "Packet bitte?" He's like. I'm like, "Meine packet," and I showed him like the little card, and he was like, "No, I'm not." And I'm like, "Bitte schön?" He's like, then it slowly started to dawn on me that it was a fucking problem. Like, I'm like, oh, and my package was like in the other building right behind there. Like I eventually received this package from German Amazon. So that happened. That was pretty funny, actually. But anyway, the tree was right by there. Uh-oh. Now it's probably another fucking email from the New York Times again. God, they send so many. I can't believe I put myself on that mailing list. I wanted to read this one article, and then they make you do all kinds of things before you read one article.
Yeah, I stay away from that place.
Gross. They have the weirdest op-eds. Like, they really don't screen them. Like, I don't know.
Well, I think we are pretty good. We can keep live streaming if you want, but I'm pretty sure we have footage for the interview. We're good. So.
What video I made at the beach? What are you talking about? About family. I don't remember that. Do you remember that?
I don't have any idea.
Video I made at the beach about family. What?
Well, I'm gonna get shots of you doing stuff now. So.
Can you ask your people online where whoever's live streaming right now, where they're from? Like where each one of them is from? Like
Okay.
if are they from Manitoba? Are they from Manitoba?
I know where a lot of these people are from. Like that one's from Portland.
Oregon. Okay.
Possibly.
Cool. Oregon, you got Squatchers. That's
Of
that's
Yeah.
a great country there.
Mother would like to know where everybody's from.
That's right. Just curious where everybody's from. You don't have to tell me the exact
We're gonna
place.
do the creepy Mike Pence thing where we call you Mother.
But sure,
Mother.
that's fine.
Yes.
Works for me. I'm just curious where everybody's
Very
from.
Sonic Youthy, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, sometimes they mention it. I don't know where some of them are.
I don't do
Everyone
any,
has left.
any social media ever. So I'm just curious.
They're from all over. There was somebody from Sacramento. We had somebody from Turkey the other day, and we have Dubai. We have one Dubai guy. We have
Ask a review into wrestling.
Italy. We have could have sworn there was somebody in Poland or something. We have a few Chicagos.
Cool.
There's a few Englands. I think somebody said Ireland once, but I don't remember who it was. There was not enough South Americans. You think there would be more?
Wasn't there a few from Tokyo or something?
Tokyo.
Or
Oh no.
Japan?
They're Australian. They just went there.
Oh.
Yeah. No, there's a few Australians too.
Very cool. See how you can make the world come together?
Wow.
That's pretty interesting, right?
It's so wholesome.
I think it's very interesting.
Man. So nuts, you guys. There are other people in my fucking house.
But it's okay.
It's crazy. Look, we have a
Yeah,
circle.
she invited us in. We didn't
We
break
have-
it.
We're okay.
I had to invite them in because you know what?
We're
It's cold
vampires.
outside.
They're-
It's minus 20
We are
outside.
vampires,
It's-
okay?
it's also-
We need to be invited in.
Minus 20 degrees
Minus
Celsius
20.
outside. That's what the temperature is with the wind chill right now. So that's how cold
I'm
it is.
filming your ceiling.
Northwest AV Club. What are you talking about? Very
Northern
very
Oregon
Sonic
might feel
Youthy
that,
video about family. What? The one that's on YouTube, the live stream. Is that what you're talking about? Help me out. Oh yeah, we can talk about the live stream I lost like a few days ago that I still cannot recover. I didn't get the file, and I said a lot of cool shit in a good way, and I didn't get the file. I just started feeling awake for the first time all day.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
What time is it? 4 o'clock?
I don't know. It was probably the lion's mane. I probably should have taken that earlier.
First thing in the morning. Might help for the day.
Yeah, Northwest AV Club, you tell me what you're talking about. I don't, because family is a word I don't commonly use.
Did you plug that one in?
No.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
A beach and grass. Are you sure? Wait, what are you doing? Oh,
I was gonna ask you if I could get B-roll.
you can get B-roll. I feel way awake and I just woke up. You were filming me in actually a sleepwalking state that whole time. How did it go? I
Very
just woke.
It was very well.
Okay. Shit. Yeah, my reality center is still kind of weak.
What are you looking for?
Just my purse. And
Oh.
I got it. It's sticking out.
See, now I can perceive my own face. I know what I look like. I couldn't really see it before. So that's good. Okay, guys, I'm actually going to end the live stream. I'll see you later, okay? Sorry to the people who came in just as I'm ending the stream. Isn't that always